Here it is. Jesus. The Nintendo Switch shirt. It's a rather rare find. Wear it with pride. We're not going to be putting it on right now, though we will be putting it on later. But now that we are done with that, hey everybody on YouTube, this is Super Nintendo, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Last time, we searched for the remaining core arcs that are left on the Great Plateau, and we found most of them. Not all of them, but there are a couple more left on the Great Plateau, one of which, both of which we will be finding in this video. So, this time we're gonna meet up with Old Man Ben Kenobi. At least that's what I call him. So, let's go to where he wants us to go. Well, that was close. Whoa! Gnarly half-pipe. Do I sound enough like Sonic the Hedgehog yet? There we go. And let's sneak strike that guy. Just because we can. Good morning, you're dead. Open up this chest here and get another traveler's bow. Well, we are definitely going to be getting it. And we're also going to be putting away one of those, just because, you know, not to spoil anything, but we will not be needing it. So, let's go. Huh, this statue was glimmering. You who have conquered the shrines and claimed their spirit orbs, I can offer you this great power. It appears you have claimed 4 spirit orbs. In exchange for 4 spirit orbs, I will amplify your being. Tell me what it is you desire. You wish to expand your stamina vessel. I shall grant you the power that you seek. We got ourselves another stamina vessel. The size of our stamina wheel has been increased, allowing you to perform more actions before becoming tired. Go and bring peace to Hyrule. Ho! Stop calling me a hoe! God. The blessing of the goddess has made you that much more resilient, I see. Here I am. Get up here, quickly. Don't tell me what to do, Kenobi. So, before we go up there, I would like to kind of talk a little bit about this statue. This is the statue of the goddess Hylia. However, not to spoil... we'll talk more about it after we are done, talking to Old Man Kenobi. Oh no, he's become a Force ghost. We didn't make it in time. He's died.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphoramos Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule. A kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the divine beasts, and turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, gravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Go on. Here is the paraglider, just as I promised. The paraglider, an item that you receive from the King of the Great Plateau. It allows you to sail through the sky. Press X while you're in the air to use it. With that, you should be able to safely fly off the cliffs surrounding the area. And I think that's it. I told you everything I can. Link, we must save Hyrule. You have my word, King Kenobi. But first, we have some little friends to find. Okay, so to talk a little bit about the goddess Hylia, like I was talking about before. The goddess Hylia, as told in The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, gave up her divine form to become Zelda. And the goddess's divine blood has been cursed by Demon King Demise at the end of the game to forever, I guess, reincarnate. The goddess is forced to kind of spread her power through each of her descendants, as we see with Zelda. So, here's one of my questions. How exactly is it that the goddess Hylia gave us a stamina vessel if she is currently Zelda and fighting Calamity Ganon? It doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing that makes sense to me is that this isn't Hylia that is speaking through the statue. There are at least 4 goddesses: Din, Nayru, Fiore, and Hylia. But there could easily be more. So, what I think is that this is one or more of the other goddesses, because Hylia is otherwise indisposed. Or, a possible other theory is that this is in fact Hylia, and that Zelda no longer has the power of the goddess Hylia running through her. And she is in fact using the Triforce. And why do I think this? Well, you saw it in the cutscene. The Triforce symbol appeared on her hand when she was using her power. And also in the little illustrations where it shows a previous version of Zelda using the Triforce or her divine sealing power to fight Calamity Ganon. What if they used the complete Triforce to free Hylia from Zelda, and Hylia is now her own separate being again, but Zelda no longer has her divine power? That would actually kind of explain a little bit about stuff within this game, because there is some stuff in this game that just kind of doesn't really add up. But if that is the case, it might actually explain a few things. And look at that gorgeous sunrise. Oh man, that's so freaking pretty. Now that we have the paraglider, this whole world is our oyster. We can go anywhere. But we will do it in the next episode. So, next time on The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, we get off the Great Plateau and start heading towards Kakariko Village. See you guys then.